This video is going to teach you how to become a ninja with upselling. It's going to teach you how to actually make a 7 and 8 figure business. You cannot make an 8 figure business if your business does not have upsells. You will only ever have a 6, maybe a 7 figure business. But the art of upselling is a lost art that most people don't know, because most people are great at selling, but they're not great at upselling after. And how do you make more money as a business? You have more LTV. How do you get LTV? You have to have an upsell, and that's exactly what I'm going to teach you in this video. If you don't know who I am, my name's Usman Kayani. I grew up absolutely poor as shit, and now I'm building my 8-figure business, and I teach you all the lessons that I learned after getting kicked in the face for years, so you don't have to walk out with a bloody mouth after life's kicked you and being so poor for so long. Now, the lesson that I'm going to teach you today is all about upselling. First, let's just cover what an upsell is. An upsell is a sale after the sale. So you make a sale and you actually have a customer or a client who's worth $2,000, $5,000, $15,000, $20,000 to you on your front end offer. But then you have another offer for them. You have another thing for them to buy to level them up, to get them even more results. Because remember, after you fix one problem, you create another problem. In our business, we fix the problem of sales for a lot of businesses. When they're between the 7 and 8 figure mark, we fix the sales for them. But what's the problem that we create? Well, we create another problem, which they need to know how to upsell. They need to know how to run their operations. They might need to run their project management system better. They might need to run their company better with their operations. And this is what we have as an upsell. But what can you do for your upsell, and how do you actually sell it? Now, there's actually 3 sales teams in every business, not 2. There's not setters and closers. That's the lie everyone has been telling you. There's only setters and closers. The 3rd sales team in every business is actually your CSMs, your customer account managers, your customer success managers, your executive leaders in your business who take people and fulfill on your product. Most people have told you that's not a sales team, but I'm going to break down to you exactly why they are a sales team and why they need equipping with all the sales skills. Now, if you think about your customer success managers, we'll just call them CSMs in this video, whether your business labels them as account managers or delivery managers, whatever you label them as your CSMs are coaching your clients and taking them through the program that you've built out, there's a point of an upsell. Now, you have activation points, and on these activation points, if you know about business and you've got your activation points mapped out and you have the golden path for someone to achieve success in your business, which is taking them from their problem to their solution, which you've sold to them, and that golden path that you've got with the activation points. And activation point number 1, you have to remember what it does. Activation point number 1 gets them to feel that value that you've sold, gets them to feel like they've initially felt something, some sort of benefit. And as soon as they felt that benefit, that's when you ask for the referrals and all that side. And that's going to be another video for another day. And there is videos about how to get referrals and upsells in our community. So if you look in our description below, there's a link right there that you can join our community. It's absolutely free. I put tons of video out there, and I even run a monthly call. If you're a business owner, you want to just get free access to me and speak to me about, and you have a question for your business, that's the place to do it. Now, back to the video. And now with your upselling, your customer success managers, they're taking people through a golden path, these activation points, and there's a time to sell an upsell. But what do they sell? Well, ideally, you have your core product and you have another layer of product that you've designed after. If it's something that you don't have, you think about the problem that you've created for the business after you've solved one problem. And that problem that you've created, or the things that you've left out, are the things that you actually put in your upsell. Now, your customer success managers are going to be giving one-on-one support or going to be giving group support, whatever the format is. Now, if it's the 2018, 2019 Ty Lopez type of group coaching program, which is they get a group call twice a week and then there's a group chat, or if it's the more modern day of one-on-one support, which is the more one-on-one calls as well as a group format, which gives more people more value, which is actually what we run, because we actually pride ourselves on giving more one-on-one support, as well as our sales trainers actually running those weekly calls. And when we actually do those calls, on the one-on-one calls, it's an ability to do an upsell because you're able to give more value. Now, your customer success managers, you need to be able to put them through all of your sales material. If you don't have sales material, you'll access a company who has sales material. It doesn't have to be ours. It can be any company that you can actually train them on selling and when to do the upsell. And there's points on when they achieve that activation point. Ideally, we would say the upsell needs to be done at a time where the activation point, it's not the first one, it's around the second or third one, but you mention where they're going in the long term. Now, how the upsell would be done would be during your onboarding, you actually understand where the journey is, where they're going, and you ask them about their long-term goal and short-term goal. So let's say in this scenario, you're selling a 90-day plan. And on a 90-day plan, you want to sell an upsell at the back of it. Now, the formula for your upsell is normally, so I'm going to give you all the secrets right here. There's nothing being held back. Your upsell should be twice the cost and twice the length. That's the standard format for an upsell in an info marketing business. So if your product is 10K and 3 months, your upsell is 20K and for 6 months. That's a great format because the customer sees that value and thinks logically, yeah, of course I'll do that. And what have you done? You've got that customer to not be worth 10K. Now that customer is worth 30K. And let's say your CAC is $1,500. Now your LTV to CAC ratio is 30-1, which means you can absolutely put even more into marketing and your machine is just far bigger because of this upsell. And the upsell is initially spoken about. It's not sold. It's spoken about where they're going in the long term on the onboarding call. And during the one-on-one calls, which you should be logging, which your customer success managers should have a clear diary of where they log the customer's journey, and which is we actually teach people how to actually do that. When the customer success managers actually label there's an actual opportunity here, you should be having 40 to 50% of people buy your upsell. An amazing business can do 60%, but we aim for 40% of people to get the upsell. Now, if 10 people have bought that 10K product and they're running through the program and they've done the onboarding, the 10K was 100K so far into your business. During the onboarding, we discussed their long-term goal. Then during activation point number 1 or the one-on-one call, we would say, how are you doing for that long-term goal? How are you achieving it? What's next? What are you doing? We don't sell. We just ask the questions. You get your customer success team to just ask the questions. The customer, you know they're having a good time with your service, you know that everything is good. If they actually allude to working with you in the long term, if they actually almost hint that they would actually be interested in that because they may know about that long-term offer, the bigger high-ticket back-end offer. By the way, upsell, back-end offer, same thing. Now the upsell is spoken about during the activation point, or it's mentioned, or the long-term goal. And it's great if the customer mentions it first. But what you do here, when the customer mentions it, your customer success manager says, yeah, what interests you about that offer? And they'll say what it is. And you'll say, the customer success manager will say, or you as a founder would say, let's just focus on this being your first goal right now. And you know what that does? That unless the prospect is just ready to buy, then you sell it. But a lot of the times they're not ready to buy that. They're just thinking about it. And what your customer success manager has done is planted the seed, but said to them, we're truly just going to help you with this product right now. Let's get you to see the value here and make your money back. And by delaying that sale on the next one-on-one call, this gives your customer success manager the opportunity to bring it up first because they brought it up the first time and you told them to focus on what they're doing. Now your customer success manager would say something like, well, you mentioned last week that you were interested in X offer or X thing that we help people with. And I think it would definitely help you. Is that something that you're still interested in? And gauging their response, this is the time to upsell it. Usually on activation number point 2 or 3, aka in your 90-day program. If it's day 20, 30, 40, 50, I think that's a great way to do an upsell at that moment. Because if you leave it until day 75, day 80, and like most people do, leave it on day 90, do you know what happens? They just say, nice, okay, because the customer has already thought about what they're doing next. They've mentally deposited money into their next venture already. Even though they might not have paid or gone with another customer, it's now too late. You didn't plant that seed early enough. That seed has to be planted early for you to make that upsell. So when we actually do a flowchart with our clients and show them where to put that upsell into the journey, we slot it in to around week 4, week 5. And then when we actually put it in, we actually may sell it on week 5 or week 6, rather than leaving it till week 9, 10, 11 and just selling it then. And that's the easiest way to do your upsell. So what you need to do, twice the cost, twice the price. Mention it early. Mention it early enough to be able to sell it a week or 2 later. And if the customer mentions it first, you tell them to keep focusing on what they're doing unless they're super ready to buy and you can gauge them, which is why your customer success managers need to be trained, and you gauge them and then you can upsell. And remember, your customer success managers go into the call, the one-on-one call, with the links and everything ready. They're going in to support them on being successful on the activation points, but they will have the upsell link ready to be able to ascend them to the next product. If you like this video, comment below, tell me what you found helpful, and share with a friend. If you've got a friend who's got a high ticket business, share this video with them so they can see the benefit and they can make a lot of money. And thank you for giving them all this free value. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next video. You'll see on the right side that you can subscribe, and you'll see on the left that you can follow this video here that I think is going to be absolutely killer and help you with your business. So if you click the video, I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.